Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked into a woman's eyes and felt that strange pull, that mix of fascination and danger? Like you're being invited closer, but part of you already knows. You're not the one in control anymore. You think it's chemistry, maybe even love. But no. Sometimes it's a hunt, and you're the prey. Before we go deeper, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to share tonight will make you see attraction in a way you've never seen before. And trust me, it might just save you from emotional chaos. When a woman wants to dominate you, she doesn't need to shout or demand it. She does it silently, psychologically, with small moves that pull you into her orbit before you even realize it's happening. The first signal is control through confusion. She gives you just enough affection to keep you hooked, then pulls it away when you least expect it. That inconsistency makes you chase, because your brain starts craving her approval like oxygen. It's not love, it's behavioral conditioning, the same technique used to make people addicted to attention. Then comes the mirror phase. She starts reflecting your desires, your fears, your words. You think she gets you more than anyone else ever has. But what she's really doing is learning your weak points, your emotional triggers. The more you reveal, the more control she gains. It's not empathy, it's strategy. You start feeling like she's your peace and your storm at the same time. You crave her validation but fear her disapproval. That's the moment she knows she's got you, because now your emotions dance to her rhythm. She's inside your head, guiding your reactions without saying a word. And the scariest part? Most men never realize it's happening. They confuse dominance for passion. They mistake manipulation for intensity. But if you've ever found yourself obsessing over a woman who gives you mixed signals, who makes you question your worth, your sanity, your strength, then listen carefully. What you felt wasn't love. It was power. And power, when it hides behind affection, is one of the most seductive weapons a woman can wield. You see, when a woman seeks dominance, not affection, not partnership, but control, her power doesn't come from aggression, it comes from precision. She studies you, not out of love, but calculation. She learns your rhythms, when you're confident, when you're uncertain, what words make you open up, what silences make you overthink. And when she strikes, she does it softly, invisibly, under the mask of intimacy. One of the most dangerous signs that she's trying to dominate you tonight is the emotional tease. She knows exactly how to make you feel desired, but never secure. She'll compliment you, touch your arm, look into your eyes just long enough for your heart to stutter, then pull away and act distant, almost cold. You'll chase that warmth again. You'll start performing, doing more, saying more, giving more, just to earn back what she deliberately withdrew. That's not romance. That's control disguised as chemistry. Then comes the dominance through silence. When you try to talk about something real, how you feel, where things are going, she'll go quiet. You'll start to panic, thinking you said something wrong. You'll apologize. You'll start to fix what she never said was broken. That's how she flips the script. Without ever raising her voice, she makes you question your own reality. And maybe you tell yourself she's just mysterious, complicated, different. But no, she's not a mystery. She's methodical. Every reaction you have is a response she calculated. Every time you try to read her, she lets you get just close enough to feel hooked. And then she moves the line. You never reach her. And that distance? That's the leash. Men often think dominance means loudness, control means physicality. But psychological dominance is quieter and far more dangerous, because you'll mistake it for depth. You'll call it connection. You'll defend it, even when it's breaking you down. If you've ever felt like you're walking on emotional eggshells around a woman, constantly trying to be the version of yourself she'll approve of, that's not love, that's submission. And she's not offering you intimacy. She's testing how much of your power you're willing to give up just to feel wanted. Here's where most men fall deeper, without even realizing it. The reward phase. After pulling you through confusion and silence, she suddenly becomes everything you ever wanted again. She texts you first. She laughs at your jokes. She gives you that attention that once made you feel like the center of her world. And in that moment, you feel relief. You think the storm is over, but that's exactly how dominance works. It gives you comfort only to make you crave it harder the next time it's taken away. This cycle of pain and pleasure isn't random, it's psychological warfare. When she gives you affection right after emotional withdrawal, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that fuels addiction. You start to associate her approval with self-worth. Every time she validates you, you feel powerful. Every time she withdraws, you feel worthless, and that's how she owns you, by making your emotions dependent on her decisions. You stop thinking clearly. You justify her behavior. She's just been hurt before. She has walls up. She needs time. Number. What she's doing is measuring how far she can go without losing your loyalty. Each time you stay, you teach her your limits. And every limit you surrender becomes another thread in the web she's weaving around you. Here's the chilling truth. Women who seek dominance don't want your heart. They want your surrender. They want to see if they can make you question your instincts, bend your values, and doubt your strength. It's not about love. It's about proving she can control the very thing men pride themselves on, independence. And the reason it works so well is because it doesn't feel like control. It feels like connection. She'll tell you she wants a real man, but what she's really saying is she wants a man she can mold. She'll act vulnerable, she'll talk about her pain, and you'll think you're healing her. But what you're really doing is lowering your guard. Because once you start protecting her more than you protect your peace, the hunt is over. You've been caught. And what comes next isn't love. It's the slow erosion of your confidence, disguised as intimacy. And by the time you notice, you're not trying to win her heart. You're trying to win back your own reflection. Now here's where the illusion becomes deadly. Not in the physical sense, but in the emotional battlefield she's crafted around you. Once she senses that your guard is gone, she starts to rewrite your identity in subtle ways. She'll praise you for traits she can control and criticize the ones that make you strong. When you're assertive, she'll call you cold. When you're confident, she'll say you're arrogant. When you hesitate, she'll comfort you. But notice how she's now the one defining what's good and bad about you. That's not connection, that's programming. You start making smaller choices just to keep the peace. You stop disagreeing to avoid arguments. You begin apologizing for things you didn't even do, because keeping her happy feels safer than standing your ground. And that's the psychological shift she wanted all along, to make you doubt your voice until you only speak in ways that please her. Here's the haunting truth. She doesn't need to control your body. She just needs to control your perception. Once she shapes how you see yourself, she doesn't have to demand loyalty. You'll give it willingly. You'll call it love, devotion, even destiny. But it's submission, carefully wrapped in affection. Men often tell themselves, I can fix her. But what if she never wanted fixing? What if her chaos is her method, her way of seeing how much of your stability she can shake before you break? She'll test it in small ways, cancel plans last minute, compare you subtly to other men, withhold affection right when you need it most. And every time you stay, every time you chase, every time you try to prove your worth, she learns that your love is a leash she can pull tighter. And the cruelest part? She doesn't even have to be fully aware of it. Some women do this instinctively. It's how they protect themselves from vulnerability. But to you, it feels personal. It feels like betrayal. This isn't about hating women. It's about recognizing power dynamics that masquerade as romance. When a woman uses intimacy to dominate, she doesn't just take your attention, she takes your emotional compass. You lose the ability to tell what's genuine and what's manipulation. And when that happens, you stop leading your life. You start following her emotions like a compass that always points away from yourself. And this is where it becomes the most painful. Because now, it's not just about her control, it's about your silence. You start censoring your own truth. You laugh when you're not amused, agree when you're uncertain, and convince yourself that this is just how love works. But deep down, something feels wrong. You're drained, restless, constantly second-guessing yourself. Yet every time you think about walking away, she pulls you back in with just the right word, the right look, the right apology that sounds real but feels rehearsed. That's not reconciliation. That's reinforcement. This stage is the emotional chokehold. You can't breathe without her, yet being with her suffocates you. She's created a loop of dependency, where your relief only comes from the very person causing your tension. That's the paradox of dominance. It makes you believe the only cure for your pain is more of the pain itself. And maybe, late at night, you replay everything. Those moments she looked at you like you were the only man in the room, then turned distant right when you opened your soul. You wonder if you did something wrong, if you were too much, too little, too intense, too available. But here's the truth you need to hear. Love doesn't make you question your worth. It helps you remember it. If you ever feel like you're walking through emotional landmines just to earn peace, that's not passion, it's possession. She doesn't want you as a partner. She wants you as proof that she can command a man's attention, control his emotions, and dominate his peace without ever raising her voice. It's not love she's after, it's power validation. But here's the psychological twist that stings. You allowed it, not because you're weak, but because you're wired to protect, to fix, to lead with heart. You saw her pain and mistook it for depth. You thought saving her meant loving her. But what you were really doing was abandoning yourself piece by piece, hoping she'd notice. And that's how she wins. When you trade your strength for her approval, when your self-worth becomes a negotiation, when you forget that love isn't supposed to feel like surviving, because the moment she makes you doubt your own voice, she doesn't need to dominate you anymore. You'll do it for her. But here's where the story can change. And it has to, because dominance only works when you forget your value. The moment you remember who you are, the illusion collapses. The same power she used to control you becomes powerless against awareness. See, no one can dominate a man who sees the game for what it is. The confusion, the silence, the withdrawal, all of it loses its impact when you stop reacting and start observing. You reclaim your strength the moment you stop seeking validation. The second you stop chasing answers from someone who feeds on your uncertainty, you cut the strings. She can only control you if you keep giving her emotional access. So reclaim that energy. When she pulls away, don't chase. When she tests you, don't explain. When she manipulates your empathy, don't argue. Detach. Not in anger, not in revenge, but in clarity. That's where true masculine power lives, in emotional control. Because real power isn't about dominating her back. It's about mastering yourself so completely that no one's chaos can rewrite your peace. You stop being reactive. You stop letting her define your worth. You realize the hunt is only thrilling if you play along, and you refuse to play. She'll notice the shift. She'll test you harder. She'll try to provoke you, guilt you, even promise change. But when she sees that your calm isn't an act, it's transformation, she loses interest. Because she was never after your love, she was after your attention. And attention without emotion is her defeat. You walk away quietly, not because you hate her, but because you've outgrown the illusion. You don't need to prove you're strong anymore. You've remembered that real strength was never about control. It was about self-respect. So, if you've ever been caught in a love that felt like a battlefield, hear this. The game ends when you stop being a player. You can't be hunted if you're no longer searching for approval. You can't be manipulated if you're no longer desperate to be understood. Protect your peace, reclaim your power. And if this message hits somewhere deep, it's because part of you already knows. It's time to stop being the prey and start being the man who finally sees through the game.